Meantime, in other news, remember last week we told you a story about how a number of Disney employees walked off the job last week because they felt that Disney did not do enough to oppose a bill that passed in Florida. It's HB House Bill 1557. And what that bill does, because it has been signed by Governor DeSantis, is it prohibits teachers from providing instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity to children between the ages of kindergarten and third grade. So they just don't want teachers talking to kindergartners, first, second, and third graders about sexual orientation or gender identity. So that we knew for sure because that was in public where they walked off the job. But now Chris Rufo, a journalist, posted on Twitter some videos that show pretty much exactly what Disney behind the scenes is thinking. Watch this.
Roberts and like our leadership over there has been so welcoming to like my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I feel like I felt like it was, I mean, like maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they are turning it around. They're going hard, and then all that like momentum that I felt like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. Like I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud of them. But like I just was like, no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
But why do you need to add so much queerness where it's supposed to be a land of where kids come and be kids, their special place to have fun, the magical world? Why do you need to talk about sex to kindergarten, first, second, and third grade? Even fourth grade or fifth grade. I don't want, something is wrong with that. If you need to talk about sex to children, something is wrong with that. That is a question you need to tell these kids, hey, go ask your parents. If this is not something a grown-up should openly have conversation with, because that leads to so many different things. Like, what if they want to know detail, pictures? Like, that is an open door for a disaster. Because, you know, kids, first, second, third, fourth, shoot, even grown-ups keep asking questions. Why? And eventually you're going to hit a why that is going to impact someone's child's life. Let's keep looking at the video. By the way, this is an executive director at Disney World.
So it's not at all secret agenda anymore, because that video, which was apparently an all hands meeting about the Florida law, now Chris Rufo has posted that on Twitter, and everybody's talking about the woke agenda of the world of Disney.
Well, Disney was hesitant to react to this bill at first. They got a lot of backlash, the walk-offs. People, they say that customers and employees were complaining, why aren't you getting involved? Why aren't you stopping Ron DeSantis and the Florida legislature from this? And then Disney comes out and they oppose it strongly, and they say that they're going to work to repeal it. But the Florida legislators, they make a good point. They said students can talk about whatever they want to bring up in the classroom to their teachers, but sometimes the right answer from the teacher is you really ought to talk to your parents about that subject. Keep in mind, these are kids K through third grade, and if these teachers breach the bill, the parents can sue.
By the way, this is not a gray area. This is a smart bill that came out of the Republican-dominated legislature in Florida that is signed by the governor that makes total sense. It's parental rights bill. The no gay bill is a mislabeling of a bill. The word gay doesn't even turn up in the bill at all. This is another major win for the people of Florida, those who represent them, and especially for Governor DeSantis, who certainly has the courage to do the right thing, to give parents the rights to know. If you're talking about sex and sexuality to kindergartners, first grade, second graders, and third graders, think about that. Who has got the other side of that issue? Please define it well and say you need your kindergartner talking about sex. Governor Ron DeSantis says, look at Disney. How dare they ignore what China's doing while they have Disney in China on a daily basis? They don't condemn anything happening to the Uyghurs, but you have a problem mislabeling a bill here in a California-run company. Listen.
Okay, so before we hear him out, First of all, again, I state this woman is an executive producer. Now, I have no problem with her sexuality. Her sexuality is her sexuality. She is a grown adult. She can have sexuality with sex or talk about sex with anyone she please. She is an adult. This bill is for kids. Kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. Why do you want to talk about sex in your classroom to children? Why do you even want Disney World to back this? This is a safe place where kids can go and have fun. This is supposed to be a magical place, a magical land for kids. But you want Disney. This is where Disney messed up at. Because if you don't know about Disney World, you should Google. Disney World is the only amusement park that has its own fire station, its own city, like a zip code, and don't have to go through legal guidelines like the rest of the amusement parks. They have special privileges. So what's going to happen here is Disney is going to put their foot in something they should never been in. I understand this is a world where everyone wants to be acceptable. Everything should be open, free, and woke. This is not the place. This is a place where kids should be kids. Disney World should never, ever said anything. You already do like what? A whole month or a whole act there. As you heard the executive director say, they already have things that they do in there. They put gay everywhere. Why? Why do you need to have children exposed to this? Why? Now, I understand that you want them to know about everything. And don't get it wrong. Kids should know about everything, but it's not your job. That is not your job to teach these children about gay. It is not your job. Period, point blank. This is a bill that has nothing to do with gay. It's just saying, as a parent, I would like to be able to choose what my kids are taught. Math, reading, writing, spell their name. K through third grade can pick up a controller, turn the TV, look at YouTube before they can spell their name. Why would I want to add sexual talk to that curriculum? Why would you want to add that to your curriculum at school? But we're going to listen to the rest of this video together.
This is a real bill that empowers parents, it protects our kids, and for a company like Disney to say that this bill should have never passed. First of all, Tucker, they weren't saying anything when this was going through the House. They only started doing this because the woke mob came after them. They don't run this state. They will never run this state as long as I'm governor. You got to wonder, like, why is the hill to die on to have transgenderism injected into kindergarten classrooms or woke gender ideology injected into second grade classroom? If we had done a bill that prohibited talking about the abuse of Uyghurs in China, Disney would have supported that legislation because they don't want to say a word about that. So it's just an odd manifestation of their corporate values.
And one other bit of information from the leaked video, the Disney president, a woman by the name of Carrie Burke, says she wants to see at least 50% of Disney characters in the future be LGBT or a racial minority. So Disney
Why? 100% agree with racial minority. It should be a color of every character because every part of life goes to Disney World. I don't think it should just be white, black. I think it should be every minority. I agree 110%. No one should be excluded when it comes to race. But when it comes to talking to kids about sex, Disney, you made a mistake. You made a mistake. And the woke community can be mad as much as they want at me, but this was not the place. You walked off your job, you quit because they didn't stand behind. What you did was you messed Disney up. Because now Disney World, if they pass this bill, what's going to happen is Disney World is going to see a different type of lifestyle that they haven't seen before. Busch Gardens, University Studios, University Islands, Venture Islands, any aquarium, museums, zoos, they go through a different type of scrutiny than Disney World. Disney World is the only, the only amusement park who has special privileges. And it's not even about the special privileges. It's about, why do you want to talk to kindergarten, first, second, third grades about sex? It didn't say don't mention it. It didn't say if a kid come to you and asks you about sex, close your eyes and cover your ears. It didn't say that. What it said was, sometimes the right answer is, hey, great question. When you go home, that's a conversation you can have with your parents. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that bill. Nothing. This is setting up a disaster for pedophiles. Like, I don't even want to go into that, but that's what this bill, if people don't wake up, not saying that all gay people are pedophiles, but that gives pedophiles an excuse to say, hey, I was just talking about sex. It's not against the law anymore. Like, please wake up, people. And you're woke, you need to wake up. Like, everything is not about gay, transgender. This is just about a mother caring about their kids. And then you got Disney involved. Po Disney. Like, I can see how this is going to go for them. Po Disney. Poor, poor, poor Disney. Thank you so much for talking with me today. You're watching True News with Charlene. Have a good day.